This is a Dollar Tree bottle cap made with some of my printables. All links are going to be in the description. So I used a bottle cap from the Dollar Tree and printables that I've made, which I printed on tissue paper by gluing the edges of the tissue paper to some cardstock and running that through my printer. It worked out really well. I'm really happy with it. So now I'm just trimming off the edges so I can get the tissue off of the cardstock, and we are good to go. Next, I just trim the tissue paper down closely. You can do closer than this. I was showing this live in a video, so I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on it. But it does disappear with the glue anyway, so you don't worry. I make some DIY chalk paint. You can find links on my YouTube channel to make your own. And I'm just taking the string out. You don't even have to cut it. And deciding which side I wanted to do as the decoration. So now I'm just going to do a single coat of white chalk paint with a chip brush because I like that barn board farmhouse kind of vintage finish. And this is a vintage white chalk paint, so it's perfect. There we go, a single coat. You can see it's all streaky, which is fine with me. Then I'm going to give it a quick dry and we'll be able to move on. You can just let it dry on your own. I'm taking an emery board, and while it's still soft, I'm able to scratch paint off to make it look more rustic, and I really like this look, so I'm okay with that. And we are ready to go. So let's take our piece of tissue that's been printed, and we're going to grab ourselves a glue stick that you pick up, that the kids have. Grab it from your kids' pack or from the store, the dollar store, Walmart, wherever you want to get it. And it dries matte, so it's a good match for chalk paint. And I'm using this because I don't want to use decoupage glue, which is very wet and will make the inkjet print run. If you're using laser, great, but this is an inkjet print, and if it gets wet, it could very easily run the ink, and I do not want that. I'm just using my brush to touch up any edges that I may have missed. And then I'm doing a little touch up with some white paint if I think it's still showing a bit much, but it's actually turned out pretty well. And the closer you trim it, the better it's going to look. All right, and then I thought, well, it's not quite finished yet. I need something, so I'm going to do a little checkerboard pattern here. And all I did was take a small flat brush and start working this checkerboard pattern. I'm just leaving enough space between each of the black marks to make a pattern, make another space in between. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So we're going to dry that. We've got that. You could stop there. That would be absolutely fine. It would look great. I just love the addition of the black to it. I thought it made a cute little finish. And then I'm going to take the same flat brush and I'm going to start working the checkerboard pattern, going in between the first set of checkers that I did and making the second set so it looks more checkerboard, more Mackenzie child look. And that's all I did with the small, it's a tiny little flat brush. You have to decide which one works for you, but that's all I did for that. So there we are, and I'm deciding if I want to do more, a few little touch-ups here and there, just to make it. It's not perfect. When you get it up close, you'll see it's not perfect, but a few little touch-ups to make it a little tiny bit more even. Another quick dry, and I decide that I'm going to use a little bit of white on it to give it more of a Mackenzie Childs vibe. So there we go. I'm just, again, doing any touch-ups before I go ahead and do any more painting. Just little spots that I think, oh, it could use it. You do you. This is fine. It's all gonna be fine, I promise. There we go. And then I grabbed a Sigma white gel pen, and instead of painting these little white stripes and little drag marks on, I just used the gel pen because I use whatever I have on hand and whatever gets the job done. So I love the look of the Mackenzie Childs checkerboard look. So I think this did the trick. All right, we're going to put the string back in. You just prop it through. You can shorten it if you like, or you can beat it if you like, and there we go.